Where? Where? In the middle of the book, my patron saint, Joan of Arc, uh, I heard voices, but yeah, I guess I can look it up, but my juries, Master's Work juries. My dear Joan of Arc. This is my patron saint. And a lot of, a lot of plays and movies have been done about her. And yeah, the last one I saw, which was in the early 2000s, is definitely about her androgyny because it's an unusual thing for a person, her time period, to wear men's armor. I mean, the whole thing was unusual. It's why it was miraculous, but we needed a miracle. Okay, it's right there. That's a repeat. I'm sorry. Yes, I am he, and he was right glad of your coming. And did you advise that I be brought by this side of the river instead of straight to Talbot in the English? Her high manner, okay, unabashed. In God's name, said Joan, my lord's counsel is safer and wiser than yours. You thought to deceive me, but you have deceived yourselves, for I bring you the best help that ever knight or city had, for it is God's help, not sent for love of me, but by God's pleasure. At the prayer of St. Louis and St. Charlemagne, he has had pity on Orleans and will not suffer the enemy to have both the Duke of Orleans and his city. The provisions to save the starving people are here. The boats are below the city. The wind is contrary and cannot come up hither. Now then tell me, in God's name, you who are so wise, what that counsel of yours was thinking about to invent the difficulty. Dumois and the rest fumbled around the matter a moment, then gave in and conceded that a blunder had been made. Yes, a blunder has been made, said Joan, and except God take your proper work upon himself and change the wind and correct your blunder for you, there is none else that can devise a remedy. Some of the people began to perceive that with all her technical ignorance, she had practical good sense, and that with all her native sweetness and charm, she was not the right kind of person to play with. Presently, God did take the blunder in hand, and by his grace, the wind did change. So the fleet of boats came up and went away loaded with provisions and cattle, and conveyed that welcome succor to the hungry city, managing the matter successfully under protection of a sortie from the walls around the Bastille of St. Luc. Then Joan began on the bastard again. You see here the army? Yes. It is here on this side by advice of your council? Yes. Bastard. Now, in God's name, can the wise council explain why it is better to have it here? Okay, I'll give in. I'll give in. Oh, the glasses. Oh, we'll give in. They're right here. No, no. Sorry, I'm looking this right. No, it's God's name. Okay. Dubois made some wandering attempts to explain the inexplicable and the inexcusable, but Joan cut him short and said, answer me this, good sir. Has the army any value on this side of the river? The master confessed that it hadn't. That is, in view of the plan of campaign which you had devised and decreed. And yet, knowing this, you had the hardy mood, the hardihood to disobey my orders. Hardihood. It's a fun word. Hardihood. You had the audacity. I was going to say something else. You had the hardihood to disobey my orders. Since the army's place is on the other side, will you explain to me how it is to get there? The whole size of the needle's muddle was apparent. The whole size of the needless muddle was apparent. All right, stop so I can get my glasses.